Let the bass kick.
What up, what up, what up? Oh, better unmute, better unmute. What up, what up, what up, what up?
What up?
What is happening, Music City Disc Golf? Welcome back to the MCDG podcast, episode 80. It is Monday, May 11th, and I am Will McCaskill. Joining me tonight is Dr. Ahoy.
I'm listening.
That he is, most assuredly listening. We got a jam-packed show for you guys tonight. No guest, but we've got a ton of updates and information to share with you guys, which has kind of been the theme lately. We've been rolling some things out, and we've been dancing around some other things. But tonight, we're going to spill the beans. We're going to let the cat out of the bag. By the way, never put a cat in a bag. If it goes in the bag of its own free will, assist it if it wishes to get out of the bag. But never put a cat in a bag. But if the cat's in the bag...
Hey, what about Schrodinger's cat?
Yeah.
Anybody out there that does physics or...
Yeah. I mean, we're disc golfers, so we like to say we know a lot about physics. We like to cite physics in many of our...
But have you heard about Schrodinger's cat? The cat in the bag. There's a cat in a bag. Is it alive or dead?
Yeah, you're going to have to elaborate for the folks at home, I think, after we get that far.
Schrodinger's cat, I think it's easier to look up in Wikipedia, but basically the cat is both alive and dead, or neither.
Yeah.
Because to find out, you have to open up the box or the bag, and so then that's the only way to know.
What a macabre way to start the show. I apologize.
Yeah. I saw a T-shirt about it today, and it had like good cat, bad cat. So
good cat, bad cat, like good cop, bad cop. So
well, one cat was alive, one cat was flipped over with X's over its eyes. So sorry to derail it so early, but I felt it was only normal.
Man, no cats were harmed in the making of episode 80 of the MCDG podcast.
In fact, cats were loved in this episode, in every episode.
And in every episode, that is very true. Cats are definitely always...
Neil Harvey just asked, is there even a cat? Yes, there is a podcat.
Yeah, there are several podcats. There's Titus at Jay's house. I've got several podcats here. We've had several throughout the jauntings that our show has made. We've been at several different people's houses for this. So
yeah.
All right. Yeah, as I mentioned, lots of updates, lots of information to give out. So I hope you guys all got a snack and something to drink, because we are going to take you for a ride. And we're going to start off with the weekly breakdown. Down. And we'll start right off on Saturday with the shuffle. Every Saturday we shuffle and shuffle. At least we will be as of this coming Saturday, May 16th, was the tentative date that Zach Evans gave me for a return to shuffling. So...
Shuffle.
As we will touch on later in the episode, Mr. Zach Evans has a lot on his plate right now, so the return of the shuffle on the 16th is still kind of, it could be, that information could change. So stay tuned to Facebook for an update from Zach on that. But also on Saturday, we've got afternoon doubles at 2 o'clock with John Williams coming back, hopefully on May 23rd. So that one's right around the corner, coming back as well. Mm-hmm. And on Sunday, we've got...
Sunday.
We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. We have Seven Oaks singles with Q-Tip. With the edge. Echo. Coming back.
Yeah, I'm on it, man.
Sunday singles with Q-Tip. Looking at coming back also that same weekend, May 24th. So look forward to updates and posts on that. That's a 9 o'clock round with Q-Tip out there at Seven Oaks, and tags are on the line. Again, as I said last week, you guys, all the information on these weeklies, everything is going to be operating under some sort of social distancing precautions. So there will be modifications and changes to the formats and the execution of these events than what you're probably used to, so that we can make sure everybody's safe while we get back to playing some disc golf. Also on Sunday, we have Cane Ridge Doubles, which the club events are coming back as of June 1st. So that first Sunday back, we're going to have our first bag tag back, the Event 5 at Cedar Hill. So Cane Ridge Doubles will likely not be happening that day, but it will be returning, I assume, the following week on June 14th. So that's what's up with Cane Ridge Dubs. And Mondays, we've got Squamcher's Ferry Doubles at Sanders Ferry Park in Hendersonville, making its triumphant return tonight. Those guys should be out there playing right now. They are temporarily switching to a singles format while we are under social distancing guidelines, but the ace pot out there is starting off at $200. He's pulled $200 from the doubles ace pot to get the singles going. So there's $200 up there, out there up for grabs. So get you some money. And moving into, let's see, Tuesday, we've got Seven Oaks Doubles with Dave Griffin, and that's looking at coming back on May 19th, so next Tuesday. And Dave was talking about utilizing some sort of a random generator to pair up people for random draw dubs. So there will be more updates and more information coming on that, but we're hopefully going to be bringing back Tuesday night dubs at Seven Oaks on the 19th. And also on Tuesdays, we've got Triple Creek Dubs in Gallatin at Triple Creek Park. That's Tuesdays at 5, and that is on already. They will be out there tomorrow night, and the ace pot is at $250. So get you some money. Get you some money.
And one of the things about Triple Creek is it's also in the bag tag rotation. I mean, I know some people play it, but, I mean, get out there.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's worth playing for sure. Triple Creek's a great park. And we've also got, moving into Wednesday, the Wednesday night Tag Extravaganza. That will be making its return on Wednesday, June 3rd. So that will be our first WNT back from quarantine. And a lot of you guys have some stuff that you have not picked up, some tags, some prizes, trophies, whatever. So anything that you guys are looking to pick up that we've been holding on to for you, that will always continue to be available at the WNT. And also on Wednesday nights, we've got Cedar Hill Doubles. Ran into Billy this weekend, got to talk to him a little bit, and according to the Cedar Hill crew, it's looking like Cedar Hill Doubles is going to be coming back this week. So reach out to Lance or Billy Fowler or one of the Cedar Hill crew to confirm that. But I know that was the hope for this week, was that Cedar Hill Doubles will be coming back. So we'll continue to do a little bit more investigation into that. Also, some news coming out of Duck River. Duck River Disc Golf has Horton Dubs, random draw doubles at Henry Horton State Park, going on Wednesday nights at 5 o'clock. They've got two bounties up for grabs that are both worth $427, and a third bounty that's worth $311. So get you some money. Get you some money.
$700.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what the bounty is? That like if you get a 2 on it, or what? Is an 8? Like how's that bounty?
Those are ace pots that are set to specific holes. That's why they're called bounties.
That's right.
So those are ace pots that you're only eligible to receive if you hit an ace on that particular hole.
Yeah.
But more news coming out of the Horton squad, the Duck River boys, is they've been developing a new course called Collins Creek Flyway, and that is in Lewis. I believe that's in Lewisburg. So,
new course alert!
And they're kind of jumping back and forth between Horton and this new course for not only their weekly doubles but also for their bag tags and stuff. So reach out to Tim Safford, Jimmy Elkins, probably Logan Bowers knows what's going on there as well. to find out where they're going. If the weather has been nice, they likely may go out to Collins Creek Flyway. That's another one I'm gonna have to learn how to say. But the Ace Pot when they are
baby.
the Ace Pot when they are at Collins Creek is going to be at $100. So that's a general all whole Ace Pot. And that's your Wednesday night. Thursday night, Lance Kirby's planning on bringing White House Random Draw Doubles back this week, the 14th, Thursday night.
Shout out to Kobe.
And
actually, shout out to the Rasta basket.
Yeah, there's a Rasta basket now. That's very true. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And Lance, I do have the flag for that in my garage. One of your baskets.
Yep. So holler, Lance. We'll get that to you. So yeah, $100 can get you some money. And the newest event on our weekly rotation, the weekend kickoff on Friday nights, is on. They will be at Two Rivers until the Two Rivers bag tags start up on, I believe, the 22nd of this month. So currently they are still going to be at Two Rivers this week, and the Ace Pot is now up to $247. So get you some money.
Yo.
That money.
It's building back up. It's the summertime. I know we've been in quarantine, but let's get out there and build those Ace Pots, because come late August, early September, when there's 50 people, I mean, I know we have to do it socially distance-wise, but these Ace Pots can grow, and they can be pretty exciting once they're hit.
Yeah, definitely. And as the Ace Pots continue to grow, and then you end up with like $1,000 on any given day of the week at one place or another. So, and where can you go to find out what the Ace Pots are looking like? Right here at the MCDG podcast and the weekly Brick Breakdown.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Listen for the money sound effects.
Cha-ching! Yeah, you're only going to get that on the post-produced one, but yeah.
Post-produced, yeah.
Yeah, but it's still cool. So yeah, there's your weekly breakdown, everybody. Really exciting to see some regularly scheduled events making a return back to Facebook.
Yeah.
Any questions from the feed on the weekly so far there, Dr. Hoy?
Micah Milam said there's a new course coming to Clarksville in the future too. So stay tuned for that. I mean, guys, the courses, they just keep blowing up, because I think after this quarantine, people are realizing that disc golf, and I heard the president of PDGA, Justin Minichelli, talk about this, we already kind of do a little bit of social distancing. I mean, you're outdoors, you're usually a little far away. I mean, I know we got, celebration and hanging out, but disc golf courses, they're going to be more courses because it's a way to get people out there but still be socially distanced. And, you're not riding in carts usually. So it's one of those things and it's cheaper. So parks are looking at ways to use space, and I mean, more courses will be the norm.
Yeah.
Or sharing also with ball golf courses as well.
Yeah. And man, crooked beard, crooked hair. God, I need a hairstyle.
I'm trying to work on a mullet, guys. So
I'm thinking about it.
I'm letting it go a little bit. So.
The beard is getting extra chonky too, bro. I like it.
Hey man, that's I got a little Cruella DeVille, little gray, little slice right there, but
little seasoning.
That actually helps me when I'm talking to patients, and pediatric patients, and especially, they really appreciate a seasoned little salt pepper. So
a lot of wisdom comes with that gray.
Yeah, because we can't wear white coats or anything because we'll scare patients. So we gotta just be relaxed.
Yeah. Okay, so that has been your weekly breakdown. The next thing that we should talk about is bag tags. So,
they're coming back.
The event 5 in our 2020 bag tag series continues as scheduled on Sunday, June 7th. And the biggest changes that you guys need to know about not only E5 but the rest of our bag tag events this year is that, as you are aware, in the past we have always done day of signups. For everybody show up. We're not going to turn anybody away. But if we are going to do this in a way that will allow us to accommodate as many players as possible and keep everybody safe and continue to be allowed to host events, we got to change things up a little bit. One of the changes that we're going to be implementing is pre-registration. All the bag tags and every other event this year is going to be pre-registration only, and there will be no day of signups whatsoever. So in order for this to work, you guys just got to help us out and get signed up ahead of time. Registration for E5 is open at discgolfscene.com. You can just go to the Music City Disc Golf page and look at all our upcoming events. Registration pages are all there and updated for the most part.
And there are already 32 people signed up.
Yeah, so, and we've got room for, what did we say?
185.
185 players. So first bag tag of the year at Seven Oaks, we had 180 some players, and we are going to, by utilizing a tee time format, we are going to be able to accommodate roughly that same amount of people in the course of a day for a bag tag. So that is a good thing.
Tee times will be groups of 5, and tee times will be posted after the close of registration. I know a lot of people wonder what their tee times, and we're going to keep the same grouping. Like, we're going to try to do all the AMs in the morning tee times and the pros and women in the later afternoon, but we can get creative if we need to based on maximizing getting everybody to be able to play.
Yeah.
But we can't start the tee times until we know everybody. So that's why we have to wait till close the registration.
Yep. So stay tuned to everything about that. You guys have been informed that the registration is available. If you, for whatever reason, if you genuinely do not have a PayPal, even though it's 2020, and you can't sign up online that way or pay that way, contact us. We can make arrangements. If for whatever reason one of you does need to pay us day of, you will be needing to pay with a card or bring exact change, because part of the whole motivation behind this is limiting the transfer of things and passing around cash and paper and things like that. So.
And Micah Milam made a comment that's the same day for Tennessee State's, the E5. And unfortunately, with scheduling these events, it's just there's so many events to get through, and now we have makeup events that it's unfortunate because it'll be the third day of Tennessee State's. It's on that Sunday, so, and I know there's a round Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So
yeah, and hey,
some of y'all aren't going to be able to make it, but that's a good problem to have, disc golf, having to choose which events to go to. And I know everybody wants to be able to go to, all the ones they can and build up their points for the bag tags, but it's tough with now how many good events that are going on.
Yeah, and hey, and by no means do we wish for anybody to avoid participating in the Tennessee State Championship. We hope that if you are able and you would like to play that event, please go and participate in it. This one of those things, everything for the entire year was scheduled a certain way, and now none of that matters. So things...
Yeah, it's changed.
Yeah, we've kind of got to get in where we fit in or forever hold our peace. And so that's just going to have to be the way it is. We are sorry if you have to miss that one. We know that it seems as if the bag tag events and really the whole season are kind of dwindling away, but over the shutdown in Davidson County, we missed 2 bag tag events, that being E3 at Ogwood and E4 at Two Rivers, and those have both already been rescheduled. Hit them with the dates for those too, Dr. Hoy.
Okay. Wait for it. So the E3 at Ogwood is Sunday, July 12th. And the makeup E4 at Two Rivers is Sunday, August 23rd.
Cool.
So, and it's, I would just say if you go to DG Scene and click on Music City Disc Golf, we have a group, and if you just look at all those events, you can see our updated calendar and has all the updated registration pages, because there's just too many dates to go through right now. But those are the dates. Ogwood, Sunday, July 12th, and Two Rivers makeup Sunday, August 23rd.
Yep, those will be the makeup days for the two bag tag series events that we've missed. Everything else in terms of our bag tag series is going to remain on the schedule as it originally was posted. So, pending any other unforeseen circumstances, everything else will continue as scheduled. And you will notice if you go to our disc golf scene profile that there are registration pages built for all the bag tags. Those will open up roughly 30 days away from each event. Same usually for our C tiers, which brings us to our next point. Any bag tag questions in the feed before we move on, Dr. Hoy?
No, just David August Evans said Ogwood is Valhalla.
It is.
It is very good to reset the mind and enjoy it. So yeah, Sunday, July 12th.
Yep.
Got to get to that one.
Real quick, should go ahead and just say thank you to Philip Dawson for having you and I and Katie Holbrook and her better half out to Ogwood on yesterday.
Yes.
Special invitation that we received, and we got to go out there and play around minus hole 5. So we just substituted the satellite basket in tandem with hole 4. But after not playing disc golf for a couple months, that was a perfect reprieve. And a perfect way to get back.
It was just recently mown, and it was a bright, sunny day, so it was really nice.
Ogwood is looking amazing, you guys.
Yeah.
And Philip has been out there busting his hump on vacation for the last 6 to 8 weeks, and the place is looking phenomenal. They were having some issues with the mower, so somebody else was brought in to mow the open areas, but the mower's fixed, and the grass looks fabulous. Lines in the back, and there's rings around the satellite. And the barn is cleaner than it's ever been. Even years ago when we had a work day out there, and Lance Kirby and me and Mac Farmer and a bunch of other people went out there and cleaned it up. It looked great then, but there was still stuff in the corner. It's completely cleared out.
Yeah.
So the news there too is Philip is opening back up to groups coming out for casual play. For the time being, we do ask that you guys contact Philip through direct message or otherwise to make an appointment for your group to get out there and play some golf. Also going to be, rolling back all the things on the internet that say that Ogwood is closed. Right now it's it's by appointment only. So try and be respectful of that. But as we move forward into the summer, things I think they're going to open up a little bit more. And but just if you do go out there and you do get a tee time, just make sure that you're respectful of the space around Philip and his family at the house, because there are some people at a higher risk for coronavirus complications out there. But that's also more good news. More good news, our C tiers. So we had toyed around with the idea of moving our C tiers to a flex start format, but we have... After a much deliberation between Dr. Hoy and I, we have decided that we are going to utilize just a tee time format all across the board. So the Seven Oaks Summer Solstice coming up on June 20th, that is going to be continuing as scheduled, but it will be one round of 21 holes, C tier with tee times. And we'll run tee times from 8 in the morning to 3:30. As with the bag tags, everything here is going to be all online, all digital, everything. Entry, payout, the works. So amateurs, you will be receiving credit at the Nashville Disc Golf Store for your winnings. Pros, you'll be paid out in PayPal. So that's how we're going to be able to continue to do all this safely and without any complications with governing bodies. So.
And you said that was Saturday, June 20th.
Saturday, June 20th. Yep.
And it's $50 for pros, $30 for AMs. So we have discounted the entry fees.
That's going to become a common thread throughout the information that we're giving you tonight, too, guys. This pandemic, this whole shutdown and everything has been incredibly hard on everybody in just about every way imaginable. And on top of there being a life-threatening disease floating around and being cooped up in the house and not being able to go to work, we've also not been able to play disc golf to the extent that we would like to. And on top of that, it seems like everybody's just had a lot of bad luck lately and really just unfortunate things happening. So one thing that we want to do is across the board, the bag tags are already, the baseline in terms of affordability. It's $20 for pros, $15 for AMs. But the entry fees that we had planned for all of our sanctioned events going forward through the rest of the year, those are all going to be discounted. So in places where you've already paid, you'll get a partial refund, but the entry fees are going to come down across the board to make it easier for you guys to participate in the events that we have left. So, also for the Seven Oaks Summer Solstice, we have just made an announcement. We are looking for a new stamp for this year. So all you people that are artistic, that have artistic tendencies and abilities, please flex those muscles and come up with an idea, a design for the 2020 Seven Oaks Summer Solstice stamp that's going to go on our Players Pack discs. We want to open that up to you guys, the members and players, and we will collect all of those entries, curate them, and combine them all into one post on the Facebook page and open it up with a poll, and we'll take a couple days to vote on it. So I think I said that we would stop accepting submissions on the 16th, or was it the 18th? 16th? I think it might have been the 18th. Either way, we're going to be placing that was what it was. On the 18th, we'll post all those. We'll take a couple days to vote on it, and on the 20th of this month, and we're talking about the 18th and 20th of May. On May 20th, you and I are going to be placing the order. So starting on May 18th, we'll open up voting for the best design that we get. And hopefully you guys will not only come up with the design, but you'll help us pick the best one. And then on May 20th, we can place an order and have that stamp put on them. So a little bit more exciting stuff for the solstice.
And I know there's a lot of discussion. I believe Facebook just released a new emoji with the smiley face with the heart that James Miller just used on our stamp design. So.
Oh, like the hug?
Facebook techies.
Hugging the heart.
The hugging the heart.
Yeah.
I know there's some memes already floating around with that thing too. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's cool news for the solstice. So get us come up with a cool stamp design for that. I think that was pretty much all the updates for the solstice.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
We'll be using UDisc scoring for everything.
For the solstice, it'll all be PDGA digital. It'll be PDGA live
that's
scoring.
True. That's what I meant. Sorry.
No, you're good. For the bag tags, that's one thing that we should mention. You guys are going to be keeping. There will be one designated scorekeeper or person that's responsible for the official score in your group. So one of you will open up a UDisc scorecard or some type of digital scoring app. And before you guys leave, after finishing your round, you'll be responsible for all checking it, making sure it's accurate before a screenshot of it, or it is shared with tournament staff. So that's going to be how we officially keep score. We'll talk about it more as we go forward, but there will be at least one person in your group that's comfortable with keeping a UDisc card. But, as that's going to fall on one person's shoulders, you guys try to be, as helpful and respectful of that person's needs going, into the round, because it can be distracting to be the one responsible for the scoring sometimes. And so just, pay attention for when they're taking the scores, try to be Johnny on the spot with the correct information and all that, and help each other make sure everything's right before you turn it in. There also will be a side game, and I think this is probably going to be a theme that we're going to keep at the bag tags and at the sanctioned events, the C tiers and stuff. We're going to be running a long putt contest. That's a side game that kind of lends itself to a tee time format. It's something that we can do where everybody can participate in it, either before or after their round throughout the day. Everybody doesn't need to be gathered in one spot for that to work. So that's going to be $5 for 3 throws, and you'll be able to participate in that at the rest of our events for the rest of the year.
Ooh, double drink right there. We each took a drink at the same time.
Hey, see, we got to work on that, because you got to be able to talk when I'm drinking, and then I got to talk while you're drinking, so we don't get the dead air.
Well, that brought me up a comment that please bring water and snacks to the event, because we can't have community coolers. We can't have, because everybody be reaching in them and exchanging germs. So please try to bring water and snacks that you'll need for the day.
Yep. Snack up, water up. We will obviously keep a supply of water on hand in case it is absolutely necessary, because we don't want anybody to have any trouble with dehydration as well. But by and large, you guys, we all have to do our part to make sure this all works. And some of that responsibility, while we will try and shoulder as much of it as possible, some of it does fall on you guys as players. So to make sure that this can continue and work until it can go back to normal, let's all just kind of play our part. Team players, all that jazz. Facts.
And I put a video post on. Oh, actually, sorry, it was the bag tag for Cedar Hill. Never mind, that was for the bag tag of a 2017 MCO Final Nine. It's got like Logan Bowers, Josh Halke. You might want to check it out to see some good.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, but if you guys go to the registration page on Disc Golf Scene for Event 5, it's embedded, and you can watch it there.
Oh, yeah, it's Dickerson, Logan Bowers, DJ Wicks, and Josh Halke. I mean, that was a pretty good. I remember watching. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that is a heck of a lineup.
If you need some videos to watch, we haven't had a lot of disc golf videos because we haven't had tournaments right now, so check it out.
Yeah, worth watching, for sure. Ferda. So yeah, following suit with the Seven Oaks Summer Solstice, registration has been updated for the Cane Ridge Open and for the Bell Witch Open as well. So this is likely going to be the way things go for the rest of this year at least. So there is, in terms of Halloween at Ogwood, that's something that's going to probably change a lot between now and then as well, because by the very nature of that, it's like a big festival party. And a lot of it is going to be hard to do under certain rules. So that's going to take some more deliberation and thought on our parts, and talking to Alan for Voodoo Dubs and stuff to figure out the best overall plan for that. But we do have some time. That's not until the end of October. That's going to be October 23rd through the 25th.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bell Witch Open is on the 25th, so Ogween will be from Friday the 23rd through Sunday the 25th. And so what about that, Dr. Hoy? Any new questions on sanctioned events and all that jazz?
No, I don't see...
Are there do we have a goose egg?
No, people are excited about Ogwood, and people are just joining in to tune in to see what we got to say, and we appreciate that.
Sweet. Yeah.
A lot of people are jumping in and out, so that's great.
Great. Yeah, that's perfect. I planned it that way, that we'd get through all that stuff, because I figured all the people that would want to hear about the MCO would probably be tuning in about 30 minutes late.
Coming soon.
The MCO coming soon. So,
meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes, the nuts and bolts, that's all out of the way. The big question mark over everybody's head, Music City Open.
Yeah.
This is where things get real in depth. So, I'm going to kind of present this information in two different ways. One, because there are really, for all intents and purposes up to this point, there has existed two different 2020 Music City Opens. There's been the National Tour and the A Tier. So, Music City Open was selected as the 2020 National Tour finale, and then 2020 happened, and everything's broken. So everything has been a massive epic fail at this point. Going into the shutdown, we lost the majority of our events to the suspension from play. All but two of the National Tour events, the Music City Open and Delaware, had canceled outright or postponed. I know Steve-O was trying to be real creative with the Texas State Championships, and he still is going to be, but I'm not here to speak on behalf of anybody else. Music City Open will continue. As of right now, per the information that we have available to us, we will carry on and have a Music City Open this year. But the national tour portion of that is going to push. It's going to be pushed back to 2021. So this is for a lot of reasons. One, our ability to successfully fundraise. Also, not being certain what we're going to be allowed to do come September. And we've already lost so much planning and preparation time. And now a whole bunch of events that have already lost their dates are trying to reschedule on disc golf and otherwise. And a lot of that is are finding September to look particularly favorable. So after talking to the folks at the PDGA and other tournament directors and other promoters, we felt it was the best decision because as our first time on the national tour, we really want to be able to knock it out of the park, and I can't knock your socks off if they won't let me. So if we're not able to have big gatherings of people and a bunch of ancillary activities and all that stuff, then that makes me not confident in being able to provide that kind of a really extravagant experience for everybody. So the people that were already registered for the National Tour finale did receive an email from me today giving them a couple of choices. The A-tier side of Music City Open will remain on the schedule. For those of you that have already noticed, it is not a glitch in the matrix. The registration pages for both the NT and the A-tier side of Music City Open are currently disabled. And I disabled them both today just so that Dr. Hoy and I could have a little bit of a window where we don't have new registrations coming in as we go in and make the necessary adjustments to the A-tier. MPO and FPO divisions will be absorbed back into the A-tier as the new A pool under the restructured format, and they will play one round per day over 3 days with tee times on a special new championship layout at Cedar Hill. That's the big, great, awesome news. Some things about all this really suck. Some things are pretty cool, and I think the chance to have a gold layout at Cedar Hill and put the best disc golfers around out there to see what they can do on it, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And we've wanted to showcase Cedar Hill in a big way for a while, and this gives us an opportunity to do that. Also, gives us some reliable data and statistics going forward in terms of scoring and averaging and separation that we can provide to the PDGA in support of our wishes to eventually add Cedar Hill into the rotation for a national tour event at the Music City Open. And that's something that I think, well, I know our community across the board is in favor of and in support of, so that's the plan. The rest of the A-tier will be kind of shuffled around. Your pool schedules, your course schedules, all of that is going to change. We are going to bring Baby Cane, that's the Cane Ridge Beginner Course, into the mix for one round for E-Pool, just so that we can keep any other divisions from playing the same course more than once. Other than that, we'll still be using Seven Oaks, Cane Ridge, Beginner and Advanced, Two Rivers, and Naval Hill. And that's going to be awesome. There will be no in-person players meeting. The fly party will not be happening, unfortunately, and that is probably the biggest drag of all of this is we can't go forward investing time and money into that if there's reason to believe that we're just not going to be able to do it.
Right.
Also, Little Harpeth Brewing has taken a big hit from the shutdown, and they have jumped through all sorts of hoops to be able to bring some money in, but we're just very fortunate that as of right now we still have a Little Harpeth Brewing, and we're going to try and come up with creative ways to support all of our sponsors from previous years that are local here to Nashville that are having a hard time right now, as much as we can. But a lot of things...
If you can buy a gift certificate.
Yeah.
Buy a gift certificate now, use it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is another good reason to still have a Music City Open. And now, as of today, actually, businesses in Nashville are opening back up. Some things are, I think, at like half capacity in terms of restaurants and things like that. But I'm seeing a lot of businesses that have been shut down with full parking lots today. So One thing about not having a bunch of big, elaborate gathering type ancillary activities with the Music City Open is that everybody that comes in from out of town to play the tournament will have more time and opportunity to get the Nashville experience and check out the food and entertainment and stuff that Nashville has to offer. I'm not willing to give up on this virtual background, but I am at some point going to change where I sit, so you guys don't randomly every once in a while just see my poo brown couch. But yeah, so things, like I said, are starting to open back up in Nashville, and we're kind of getting back into the swing of things in Music City. So I'm hoping that travel won't be that expensive come that time of the year as well, and this will still be something that's that everybody can make happen. As I mentioned before, with entry fees being reduced, that is also going to be the case for the Music City Open. In the email that I sent out to the competitors of the national tour portion today, I outlined what was going on for them and gave them a couple choices. So everybody that's currently signed up for the Music City Open has the choice of having their information transferred over to the A tier and being absorbed back into that. And they will be receiving a partial refund because NT registration for the Music City Open was $225. And going forward, all of you guys that are signed up for the A tier side already, being whether you're age protected pros or amateurs, first I want to say thank you so much for signing up early, because signing up that far in advance really makes it a lot easier for us to make plans and kind of lay the groundwork for the experience we want to give you. So thank you for that. But yes, you guys that are already signed up for the A tier, be expecting sometime in the next week, maybe 2 weeks. It's a lot of stuff that we've got to roll back. I'm sure it'll not take us more than a week, but you guys will all be receiving partial refunds. So the pro registration previously was at $150 and amateur registration was at $100, and that is being rolled down to $90 and $70 respectively. Mm-hmm. So,
and all spectator parking fees that were charged are being refunded.
Yes. If you signed up for the A tier and you prepaid for spectator parking at Mill Ridge, that $15 will be coming back to you as well. So be on the lookout for your email notification that refund has been processed, because that's going to be going out to everybody that's currently signed up for the A tier. And hopefully that will make it even easier for you to make the choice on whether or not you want to come to Nashville in September. Thankfully, I've only had one out of the people that have responded to my email. I've only had one person that has opted to be removed from the registration. But it doesn't matter to me what your reasons are, whatever. We want to make sure that you guys all have an opportunity, if you need to get your money back and make another choice, go a different way. So, one cool thing about this is, this allows us to keep everything one round per day for all divisions with tee times. You guys are still going to get intro music on your final day, wherever that finds you. Also, it's interesting how this all balances out, because we had our pro field capped, our MPO and FPO divisions capped respectively in that pool at, I think, 140 players, correct, Dr. Hoy?
Yes. We have 20 FPO and 100 MPO. And that was based on an increase from last year's numbers.
Well, we had room for 40 FPO. That was what was currently on there. But neither here nor there.
Let me look. Sorry.
Yeah, because now rolling back into the A tier, MPO and FPO will become the A pool, and we will basically have 5 pools of 120 players running in the A tier MCO. So some division caps are getting a little smaller, but our overall player cap is going to be, it allows us to make it bigger. So by combining and shuffling everything the way that we have it laid out, that's going to make us having room for 600 players altogether, pros and AMs.
Boom.
And I've got a little bit more, let's see here. I do believe I can give them some info on what the pool schedules are looking like right now. talked about the
I
discount.
I was just pulling up the pool schedules.
Oh, I've got it. I think I made some pretty concise notes here. So MPO, FPO players that come back and that move over to the A tier, you guys will be getting $135 back. Age protected pros will be getting $60 back from their entry, plus $15 for parking if applicable. AMs, you'll be getting $30 back. That allows us room for 600 players, 5 pools of 120, groups of 4. Tee times will be running from 8 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon with 12-minute intervals. And we are likely still going to do some vending on the last day. We will have to be careful, to keep from crowding up on each other, but we will be allowing vending spots, I think, for a $100 fee, and that is waived for a sponsor or their affiliates. So Dynamic Disc affiliates will not have to pay, into being that. But we're going to have some vending and some cool stuff available for you guys to shop and choose from. The big change here is and payout. We've gone a couple different ways in the past. We've done vouchers, we've done funny money, and there's been pros and cons, drawbacks and benefits to just about every way we've gone about it. But for our purposes this year, what we are going to do, and this is something that we've kind of talked about doing for a long time, but with the pandemic and social distancing and all that stuff coming into effect, it really kind of made the decision easier for us. Obviously, professional payout, that's all going to be online via PayPal. If you need to make arrangements with us to receive your payment in some other way other than PayPal, we can talk about that off the air. But payout, you guys are going to be receiving online credit. So one of the changes that we're going to be making to the registration page for the A-tier Music City Open is we will be adding a choice, an option on the registration page for amateur players to decide whether they would like to receive their payout online with dynamicdisc.com or with the Nashville Disc Golf Store. That will allow us to, we will have payout calculated. We can project what kind of dollar amount is going to be going which direction. That generates some business for our awesome, amazing, great, fabulous title sponsor, Dynamic Discs. For all you people that are trilogy throwers, that you like those products and everything, you can go shopping directly where you're used to shopping on the Dynamic Disc website. And if you don't throw trilogy products, if you prefer another manufacturer, Innova, Discraft, what have you, or if you're local and you want to support local, now with the online functionality of Nashville Disc Golf Store's web store, we are able to set players up with online credit there that they can use. And I believe Sean will be able to allow you guys to use that in the store or on the website. But essentially, we will just be setting up an online credit for you with him. And that's I think that's going to work out great. I know it's disappointing to other vendors that have in the past, and we're looking forward to providing amateur payout for the Music City Open. But it's just a matter of being able to provide some sort of reciprocal value to our sponsors and also support our community here in Nashville and support the Nashville Disc Golf Store as well. So we definitely want anybody that wishes to come and be a part of it and vend at that MCO. We want to create some opportunities for you guys to do that. So, feel free to reach out to me going forward, or I'll be reaching out to you before too long to get new opinions and plans on what everybody wants to do this year. It is very likely that we will be on a no spectators policy for the Music City Open. If there are spectators allowed, it will be extremely limited, and to the point where it almost makes it not worth doing at all. But that being said, we do fully intend on creating some awesome coverage for you guys, at least of the MPO1 and FPO1 cards. Howard Disc Golf, our awesome friends from Chattanooga, Donovan Barnett and Ben Howard, they are definitely still invited to come up and do FPO1 coverage as they have for the last couple years. Actually meant to send Ben a message today and just check in with him on it, but I'm sure they're on board. They're always 100% in. And now with the NT being pushed back, some things will change for MPO coverage, but we've had a lot of interest. A lot of people have reached out to us. a lot of awesome media providers that are making great stuff have reached out with expressing their interest in being involved in Music City Open. And from the get-go this year, we were really planning and hoping to blow the media coverage out of the water and just have as many cards covered as possible from MPO 1 and 2 and 3 to FPO 1, and then if we could get FPO 2 and even doing an MP 41 and so we obviously across the board, it's very true that MCO is not going to look anything like what we had originally hoped and planned that it would be like this year. But we are no stranger to adversity here in Nashville. And we've become highly proficient at picking up the pieces and carrying forward and making the best out of bad situations. So, I mean, we had Ravenwood pulled out from under us right after we signed the NT contract, and we were able to pivot and keep the machine moving ahead. And this is just going to be another example of that. I think that Music City Open is going to be something that's an awesome experience for everybody that gets to have it this year, because we've been so limited and our ability to play and engage in our favorite pastime has been so kneecapped. I think that as scaled down as it is going to have to be, I think just the ability to participate in it at all is going to be just super awesome for everybody that comes. And
one thing I'd mention right then was we're going to still need help getting the courses that we already use in MCO shape. I mean, I know the courses have course crews that are very dedicated, and they're always, keeping it in shape. And I know a lot of courses have actually added pin locations and different possibly T-pads or alternate pins, or so we're going to keep counting on you to help us out when you can.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And good time to mention, as good a time as any, with the return to organized play that June 1st is going to bring us, that's also going to be kind of the breaking point where we start looking at scheduling a couple of work days. Obviously, we have the annual work party at Seven Oaks that is definitely still going to go forward, and we're going to do like we normally do at Seven Oaks, and Dave's got a running list of projects, and we're going to get Seven Oaks looking beautiful. But we are also specifically looking at scheduling work days at Naval Hill, Shelby Park, and at Cane Ridge. Naval Hill, it just needs some TLC, really. I mean, that course has kind of been in transition between who's kind of holding the keys for a while now, with K-Man taking a step back. Sean Googe has been doing some awesome stuff out there, and we've also had a new team of locals that has kind of organically developed, and they're out there cleaning up trash and keeping the place pretty week after week. So, as we mentioned earlier during the weekly breakdown, Jordan Webster's got the weekend kickoff coming out, and that's going to be rotating between Two Rivers and Shelby. So we'll be getting some more foot traffic out at Shelby once again, and that's going to be really good for it. But we also, I've got a young man who was kind enough and awesome enough to reach out to me by the name of Joseph Shearer. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. He's kind of led the charge out there, and the nature of his work gives him access to a lot of equipment, and he's just made himself really available to be kind of serving a lot of the needs that Shelby has. And we are already underway with the project to get new and updated signage for Naval Hill. Joseph right now is working on getting me some new satellite images with all the current pin locations and all that stuff. So we'll be getting some new signs for Shelby Park. And we've been in meetings recently with the folks at the Friends of Shelby Park and Bottoms, and they're eager to include disc golf more in their presentation of available activities at Shelby. So there's lots of good stuff there too. With Baby Kane coming back into the mix for the final round of E-Pool at MCO, a little bit of backstory for anybody that's curious why Baby Kane has never been in an MCO or really in many tournaments. We've been kind of making it part of events over the last year or two gradually. But one unique specific challenge that Baby Kane presents is drainage. It is not a course that is fond of wet weather. So If it's rained moderately to significantly within a week of any given event, it becomes a swamp in quite a few places. And not being able to confidently gauge what the weather is going to do has kept us from planning on utilizing it a lot in the past. But I've spoken with Billy Fowler, I've spoken with Robert Zavala, and we've got a lot of really good ideas building towards a plan or a network of ideas that will allow us to address the drainage situation at Baby Cane once and for all to a point where we would be able to plan on using it. It's probably going to involve the use of a mini excavator, probably going to involve the use of a lot of gravel and mulch and probably railroad ties and stuff. But sometime over the next month or two, I'm hoping to get out there with Billy and Robert and kind of walk the course and take a look at specific things that we can be planning on doing. Billy has graciously volunteered to run the mini excavator out there, but once we have a chance to look at it and get an idea of what the scope of the whole project actually looks like, we'll be making more announcements, picking a date, and letting you guys know what kind of manpower and other resources we need to drum together to get that place looking in its top shape.
Speaking of Robert Zavala, who just joined us, nice timing.
Oh, is he in the feed?
He just joined the Facebook Live video. Yeah.
Nice. What up, Robert? Yeah. So, thank you to Billy Fowler specifically too,
yes,
for everything that he has continued to do at Cedar Hill. That's one place that we really don't have to worry about much for MCO. I mean, at any time of the year, you can pretty much guarantee Cedar Hill looks great, and Billy is he's a man of just impressive capabilities and talents, and we're grateful to have him. We're lucky to have him, just like so many of you. But so yes, Cedar Hill, Cane Ridge, Baby Cane, Naval Hill. So those are all things that are in the works. I do have the updated, as of right now, pool schedules and course schedules that I can kind of fill you guys in on. As of right now, for A pool, that's going to be MPO and FPO divisions. That's going to be 1 round per day, 3 days at Cedar Hill. And B pool will become MP40, MP50, MP60, and FP40. And they will be playing day 1 at Seven Oaks, day 2 at Cane Ridge Advanced, and day 3 at Two Rivers. C pool will become MA1, MA40, MA50, FA40, FA50, and they will be playing Cane Ridge Advanced on day 1, moving to Naval Hill on day 2, and finishing at Seven Oaks. D pool, which will be FA1, MA2, and MA60, they will be playing Two Rivers on day 1, Seven Oaks on day 2, and Naval Hill on day 3. And wrapping the whole shebang up is E-Pool, and that will be MA3 or Rec, MA4 Novice, FA2 Female Intermediate, FA3 Women's Rec, FA4 Women's Novice, and MJ18 and FJ18. That's our junior divisions, and those groups will be playing Naval Hill, followed by Two Rivers, finishing up at Cane Ridge Beginner Course. So this is all stuff that is tentative. Some of it may end up being placeholders just for us to have a working place right now, but Dr. Hoy and I have spent quite a bit of time on it, and this is, would you say this is probably the best we can come up with right now?
We had a table full of index cards with which courses can be played, because obviously if you do tee times for one, you can't do another group based on our pool size. So this was the most fair situation we could come up with, and it's going to be a blast. Every course is going to be looking good, and we got some awesome TDs for all the courses, and you're going to have fun on every course. It's going to be, the MCO layout. It's not always the longest pin placement every course. It's an appropriate layout, and the course crew spend a lot of time working on that. So You're going to be proud of the way the courses look. Nashville always comes together when we're putting on one of these big events, and I predict it's not going to be any different this year. It's going to be a little different for social distancing reasons, but it's still going to be an awesome event to be part of.
Absolutely. And I think, this is, in a way, this is going to be kind of a throwback to how we approached the Music City Open several years ago before it really grew to the level that it's at. And so it'll be kind of an homage to the legacy of the tournament, but it's also going to allow us to lay the groundwork for changes that are going to be made in the future to allow it to continue getting bigger and better.
Right now we could have 600 people.
Yeah, and that would be the biggest tournament in Tennessee epic. History. Yeah, by far. And, one thing, that was somewhat unfortunate that I never really felt 100% okay with was, it served its purpose, the idea of having 2 rounds with a shotgun start and 1 round with a tee times for the A tier. It served its purpose in that it would have allowed us to keep everybody on a Friday through Sunday rotation and still free up the A tier folks to be able to go and spectate for the NT. And that was something we really wanted to do. But we also remembered having a lot of difficulty the year that we included Friday in the week's schedule. It was really difficult for a lot of people being that time of the year. Kids were going back to school and all these things. And it was just a really hard thing for a lot of people to come to terms with and wrap around. But this allows us to keep everybody on a 1 round per day with tee time schedule. And it gives us another year to get you guys warmed up to the fact that we are going to be going to a 4-day format, probably starting in 2021. That's just going to be one of the things that happens. That A tier will be playing on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the NT will go on 4 days through Sunday, and it'll be a 4-round event for the national tour. That's what we've got planned anyway. Things have a way of changing unexpectedly these days.
We write all our plans in pencil. Actually, on the computer, we type them out. So
we make plans and
God
laughs.
Google Sheets and Google Docs. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the skinny of it, you guys. That's how everything shakes out at the end of the day. I was going to say a whole bunch of those other cliche turns of phrase too, but yeah. So that's all the stuff that's going on with the events. We do have a tentative date for a reschedule of the fundraiser event for Tennessee School for the Blind as well. I don't have it off the top of my head. Maybe you do, Dr. Hoy. But we do have a kind of a tentative reschedule date for that.
Sunday, October 11th at Two Rivers is the tentative Tennessee School for the Blind fundraiser event.
Sweet.
Trophy only. Raising money for a great cause. So.
Yes, sir. Really, there's only one more piece of news or announcement kind of thing that I would like to share with you guys, and we've kind of kept it under our hats for the last few days, but this one is a little bit more of a bummer. But you guys are all familiar with our friend Zach Evans, who is he's the guy that's been behind the awesome renovation at Two Rivers over the last couple years, and he's also been our operations officer, aka vice president of the Music City Disc Golf Club for the last couple years, and bottom line has been doing great things. He's an awesome dude. He's a great friend of mine. Love him and his family, and he has selflessly served the Nashville disc golf community even longer than the 2 years that he's served on the board. But Zach has a veritable metric ton of real life stuff going on right now. He's shouldering a pretty large and heavy burden. He's got a new house they just bought. They've been in the middle of moving. His hours at work went through the roof and then now have been cut to the point where he's having to look for additional work. And being the responsible and thoughtful person that Zach is, he reached out to me to just expressed that he didn't want to be dead weight. Basically, he didn't want anybody to be expecting or needing things from him that he wasn't able to fulfill, and he asked to resign from his position on the board of directors. So that's like I said, that's a real bummer for us because we love Zach, and we like working with him quite a bit. But also, as our friend, we definitely support everything that he has said, and we want the best for him and his family, who we also love, and that family just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And so again, congratulations to the Evanses on their forthcoming addition to the family. But yeah, so I'll go ahead and pull this up to read it to you guys real quick. In the bylaws of the Music City Disc Golf Club, Article 5, Section 11 states, in the case of any vacancy through death, resignation, disqualification, or other cause, the remaining officers, even though less than a quorum, may elect a successor by majority vote to hold office for the unexpired term of the officer whose place shall be vacant, and until the election of his or her successor. If the position of executive officer becomes vacant, the operations officer shall fill the position of executive officer, and the board shall fill the position of operations officer, meaning just basically spread the love. So after talking to Zach, I broached the subject with the rest of the board, and being that our load has kind of lightened for the rest of the year, we're moving to a tea time format. It largely eliminates the need to have all hands on deck at all times, and things will become a little bit easier to administrate. So I kind of presented it to the board to vote on if they wanted to all just kind of share the extra load presented by Zach's absence, and that's in no way to say that he wasn't doing a lot. It's Zach cannot be replaced. This is just something that is due process. So we had the option of sharing the responsibilities of that position, or taking steps to appoint a new operations officer for the rest of the year. And so the board voted to go ahead and elect a new supplementary operations officer, replacement operations officer, however you want to phrase it. And so over the last few days, the members of the board have been making their nominations, and we are it's still in the process of communicating with all the people who were nominated and making sure that they're on board with it and that their concerns and questions are addressed before we start voting on who's going to fill Zach's shoes. And just out of respect for the people that have already been nominated, I'm not going to name names right now, but I will say that the 4 people that have been nominated to fill Zach's spot are all highly capable, highly appreciated members of our disc golf community and our club. All 4 of them would be most definitely, certainly capable of handling the responsibilities of that position. And I also would take it a step further to say that all 4 of them each would bring something different and unique, but valuable to the table. Would you agree, Dr. Hoy?
I agree with that statement, and I know that obviously Zach Evans' contributions, can't be replaced, and he's going to still, possibly be involved in not in the board, but in helping with different things in Music City Disc Golf. He's not going anywhere. He's just got to take a step back right now. But yes, everybody that we've discussed with, and they're all very capable, and they're easy to get along with and easy to fit in and kind of learn their new roles. So
yeah,
we'll figure out how we go through the process of replacing, but once we get that done, then we're going to make the announcement, and then we have a lot of events, so you'll be seeing them, whoever,
Yeah.
If you look at our schedule for June and July, I mean, it's boom, boom, boom. Like, yes, the events will be easier to administrate, but there's still going to be things that we, obviously need to do in running things. So um, they'll be welcome to the team, and we'll let you guys know once we figure out what who we're going with, and we'll make that announcement.
Yep. Yeah, and we will, like Dr. Hoy said, we will share with you guys updates and information as it becomes available in that regard. Um, but as with all things, man, there's a downside and a plus side, and I hope that this allows Zach some time to kind of focus on his family. And I mean, once you do this work for so long, it's real easy to lose sight of other things that are as important or more important. And one thing that I've been really grateful for over everything, the course of everything just being shut down, is it's really allowed me some time to get a breather and not be under a lot of pressure and under deadlines, and not have a to-do list a mile long every day, and just kind of be able to reset and reevaluate what's important. And I feel like, just for me personally, I'm in a place now where I feel really good about coming back to things. I don't feel stressed out. I don't feel nervous or worried or terrified, which are all emotions that I have experienced at one time or multiple times throughout the course of serving on the board of directors and running these events. But I don't know, man. Everybody I talk to in all the discussions that we've had about what to do and how to do it, the consensus is held by everybody that I've talked to, that all of this, lack of disc golf and all of this unfortunate stuff that we've been going through is just going to set the stage for a super lit 2021. And hopefully, hopefully we're able to.
We're going to do a lot in 2020.
Oh yeah.
Obviously we're not going to be exactly the same, but there are a lot of things that in disc golf, and also just different industries too, that are going to change, not just for 2020, but they're going to continue to change. Like we've been using a lot of telehealth visits and telemedicine, and so a lot of disc golf, like digital scoring, digital scorecards, not having a card written board, it being on the computer, push to your phone, like announcements or all the rules and player meetings, and even some award ceremonies may be virtual with online payout to get people on their way quicker after tournaments. There's a lot of things that could potentially, they're going to continue. And so we're trying to, as we use these new technologies or use them more frequently, there's going to be some growing pains, with these, but they're going to get worked out, and it's going to help us be more efficient and allow more people to be involved just in future events.
Amen, brother. And I want to say also too, thank you to the Nashville Disc Golf Store for being so flexible and awesome, and being able to do everything they do to help us make these events what they are. Having the online web store at NDGS is huge right now for our need to be able to do this payout stuff online and digitally. Having the online store is huge. I know it's something that they've been working on and trying to make happen for a long time, but like so many things that have come about during this shutdown and the pandemic and everything, it just couldn't have come at a better time. It's something that is going to be vital for our operations. And I'm just grateful to have them here in Nashville and be able to work with them. And thank you to Dynamic Discs for just being so incredibly supportive and committed to everything we do here in Nashville. Thank you for believing in us and believing in our ability to make special things happen. And it's been an honor and a very great privilege to be able to have you guys along with us for all the incredible growth that we've been experiencing, and just to have you supporting us for all of these huge changes that we've been going through. So everybody in Emporia has been super awesome about all this. Derek assured me that their arrangement with us for title sponsorship of the NT finale this year will carry over with the NT into next year. And they're going to hook us up with some awesome players packs for the A tier this year. Here in the next week or so, you and I, Dr. Hoy, will be placing an order for the players packs for the Solstice. And also, we're looking to hopefully place and include with that order the first of our fundraiser discs for the 2020 MCO as well. And Derek seemed to think there might be a few special little goodies floating around in the warehouse in Emporia that he might be able to throw our way for fundraisers. So
there are, I was looking at the options for the different discs and the different things. I mean, some of these tour series, like these Glimmer, Lucid X things, and the Octo Chameleons, we're going to be getting some of those, even if it's stock stamp and tour series, for just general fundraising and general, prizes and things like that for our events. So I'm looking forward to seeing, many manufacturers coming out with new stuff, and they're trying to, one of the things with touring pros is if, how to support them. I mean, think about how many tournaments they're not going to. They're significantly decreasing. I know a lot of people are significantly decreasing the amount of money that they can earn because their jobs they're furloughed or different, scenarios. So if you can get one of these tour series discs from a pro, that can really help and support them.
Yeah.
And so the community, helping out each other and trying to support them and learning about them or going on their, if you can't, buy anything, then I've heard a lot of pros say, go to their Instagram page or go to the Facebook page, like their social media, share it, respond to it, interact, and that can help them grow a following as well. So it's one of those things where there's ways, even if it's not, having tournaments and payouts, how you can help out touring pros. And some of the stuff they're coming out with right now, the disc technology is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And there's new stamps. I just saw one on Dynamic Disc called Jelly Bean Foil, like new foils that we can use. So you're going to be seeing some brand new stuff that I'm excited to see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what the Jelly Bean stuff looks like. They've always got awesome foils that they're working with down there, but Jelly Bean's not one I'm familiar with, so that'll be interesting.
Talking about jelly beans, man, I'm kind of hungry for some jelly beans. I might have to.
Right. You don't have the
Easter candy discounts.
you don't have the Music City disc golf candy baskets anymore.
Oh no,
that you can raid.
Oh, the Costco size. Okay, guys. At each bag tag, we used 4 to 5 Costco size candy bags.
Yep.
That's how much candy y'all ate.
Yeah. It's a good thing we got a doctor on staff because somebody's trying to come down with late onset diabetes.
Yeah, no, that's another thing with the quarantine is a lot of people get in disc golf shape in the summertime and the springtime, by early fall, and so I think it's going to be good for a lot of people, me included, of like just getting back out there, getting some sun, being outside. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely, man. I know one of those like your eyes are bigger than your stomach kind of moments when we started talking about going out and playing Ogwood yesterday. It was like, hey, man, if we get out there early enough, we could play 2 rounds before you have to be back. And then it was like 10 minutes later, I texted you back, probably better just do the one. I don't know how I'm going to feel after the first round. Like, I might collapse.
Yeah.
But... So, I think that's about all the information that we had set out to provide you guys with. Is there anything new and updated in the chat that we should address, Dr. Hoy?
I was wondering how angry would you all be if you saw me rucking with my disc golf bag through a green light trail in Nashville? You'd be like, who is this guy, man?
Is that you? You're asking for you or for a friend?
Yeah, all max weight for a friend that lives near McCabe Park, dead ends on the street. But if I got all you know how you see some of those ads in the Disc Golfer magazine where it's like all brand new disc and they're all the same exact color and they're all, drivers. I just got all max weight drivers, load, whatever bag is new. And I saw, man, there's some crazy bags that just came out from Dynamic too.
The new colorways on those Commander bags.
Colorways, like there's some crazy themes, and just
Tropic
load them all with
Thunder or whatever it is.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder, and I forgot the other one.
It's not actually Tropic Thunder. It's Tropic
Sonic
something.
Fire.
Yeah,
and
Tropic Fire, yeah.
Just load it up with max weight drivers and ruck around walking the greenways to get ready for some of these events, man. I got to get back into disc golf shape. I'm excited.
It's that time, man. I thought I was going to come out the gate swinging on the putting green from all the putting practice I've had over the last couple months. And for whatever reason, as soon as you are in a round, that basket becomes a scary monster. And climbing.
And wind.
Yeah, the wind was pretty gnarly.
That's the thing because most of the time it's like really windy or maybe a little cold. You're like, I'm not going to practice putting right now.
Yeah.
That's when you're like, I'm not going to do this right now. So,
yeah. So a couple things that we can wrap it up with, guys. One, the Quarantine Course Design Challenge is still underway. So far, we've only received 2 entries, and we have exactly 2 prizes to give away. So that's convenient, but not exactly ideal. So still plenty of time for you guys to get creative. If you've got a little layout that you can play guerrilla style around your house, film a video of you playing it, have some fun with it, post up the video or a link to it on the MCDG podcast group on Facebook. And that is all you have to do to enter the contest. Right now, first place is going to be getting $50 to dynamicdisc.com, as well as the MCDG prize pack with a t-shirt, set of posters, and a disc golf pin. Second place is going to get $25 to flyingcolorsdiscgolf.com, as well as a t-shirt, pin, and posters. So the 2 people that have entered right now are stoked, but I want to see what the rest of you can do too. So
I was hoping we would have more cats playing disc golf videos come out during this quarantine.
If one of you,
I mean, I don't know how it's going to happen, but stop motion animation, putting cat heads on, take a Jomez video and put cat heads on all the people,
like the Kitten Bowl. If one of you if one of you knuckleheads out there has some video editing skills and you can make a video of a disc golf round played by cats,
Jomez cats playing USDGC or Pro Worlds, and just a couple holes, it would be funny.
That would be highly entertaining and shared with mirth in the McCaskill house home for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, make a video for the Quarantine Course Design Challenge. Let's try and have some fun with that. You can submit videos all the way up through the end of May 31st. And there was one other thing that I wanted to wrap up with as well. Oh, let you guys know what we've got for you for the show next week. Episode 81. You guys, some of you that are faithful listeners of the podcast, have been with us for some time. You probably remember some time ago we did an episode of the show with a gentleman by the name of Mark Oxer. And Mark is a Canadian gentleman, a new friend of ours who came through Nashville while making an attempt at a Guinness World Record of, I can't remember off the top of my head, most courses played over a certain amount of time. And he was...
1 year. Most courses played
most courses in 1 year. And he had been in multiple countries, multiple states, played in a ton of events, and he did a leg through Nashville and played Seven Oaks and a number of other courses. And we had him on the show right around the time he was passing through Nashville. But we are going to have Mark back on the show next Monday evening to kind of give us a follow-up recap on his Guinness World Record attempt. I've been talking to him back and forth a little bit, but I am not 100% on the details of how that all panned out, so I'm interested to hear how that all turned out for him. Also, maybe a couple big announcements from Mark and myself regarding something that's coming up right around the corner. Big things popping. What is it that Paul and the boys at Discraft say? Make moves? Yeah, maybe we're making some moves. So
what about let's go?
Let's go! go. So stay tuned for that, because it might be surprising, shocking, infuriating to some of you, perhaps. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, see how I just piqued their interest? Just drop it in right there.
Yeah, I remember one episode you got philosophical at the end. It was the McCaskill Minute, or I forgot what it was. Like on 60 Minutes, a guy used to do the last 60 seconds, and it made me think of that. But I'm always a little bit scared, but also excited when you do these ideas that I'm unsure of. So
yeah. Well,
hopefully, we'll get Jay Skinner in the mix too.
Comic relief.
He always, wraps it up in another type of riddle. So
yeah,
we got to get everybody back together.
Shout out to Jay Skinner and Marcus Rogers. Yeah, we got to get the guys back in here together with us at some point in the near future. No, this is all good stuff, and I'm looking forward to getting back out on the course with everybody and seeing everybody's pretty faces or ugly faces. A couple of you guys got ugly faces, and you know who you are.
Well, the hair is a little bit longer.
Yeah, we want to be able to see each other's faces. It's like Nashville, where everybody needs a haircut, but that's starting to be okay.
Hey, true or false? I have AirPods in right now.
True. Man, the beard.
Yes.
Dude.
So that's past the pods, man.
You should see when I'm at work and I got to wear the face mask all day, and then like these parts of my beard just like stick out through the strings on the on the mask. So I look like
you have like the twist. Yeah.
I look like I got like the Lemmy mutton chops or whatever. But all right, guys, I'm not going to drag it out anymore. Unless there's anything new in the chat that we should address before we jump off.
Kyle Copeland called it the Feline 9.
There you go. So the Feline 9.
Jomez Pro, I mean...
If they could do follow flight.
Like, oh my gosh, cat follow flights. Follow flight on a cat with a no-mez and a slow-mez. Okay. Jomez, there you go. Showmez. I know they're doing kind of a new show format, so it's there.
Oh, it's absurd. The hilarity is beyond measure. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in live. We're having fun figuring out how this works, and it seems like it's working a little bit better this time around. So, I will get the audio version up on Apple, Google, and Spotify, and our website, and the edited video with sound effects and music and all that good jazz will be up on the YouTubes here in the next day or two. So,
and DG Scene, that's your detail spot. I'm a details guy. That's your detail spot. We're going to be updating everything. You're going to be hearing from us. And if you need the information and you're not hearing from us currently, dgscene.com.
Yeah, and I did talk to Big Dog, Andrew Sweeten, at the PDGA today, and the tournament manager has also been updated. And for everybody that's stuck with us this long, for your own edification, at any time now, the PDGA is going to be releasing a statement that they've been preparing regarding the return to play for 2020, the return to sanctioned tournaments, and that release will be addressing many of the questions that you probably have regarding everything that's going on and not going on. Lots of news coming from the PDGA over the next week or two, month, probably. Lots of stuff coming. So, stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, or if Dr. Hoy and I can be of any further use to you in any way, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can reach us at mcdgpodcast@gmail.com, mcdgclub@gmail.com. You can send us Facebook messages and all that good stuff. I want to say thank you. I've said a couple thanks, but I want to also say thank you to Andrew Sweeten and Mike Downs and everybody at the PDGA. They've been on a skeleton crew for the last couple months, as most of their staff has been furloughed. And that means that Big Dog and Mike Downs have been handling a ridiculous amount of work and email communication. And they've been scrambling, trying to talk to experts, trying to talk to their committees, and figure out what the best thing to do for everybody's safety and entertainment and well-being and all that stuff going forward. And, you know, everybody's always highly critical of the PDGA on social media, so they're doing a lot of hard work and not getting many thanks. So from us, on behalf of everybody at Music City Disc Golf, thank you, especially to Big Dog and Mike Downs. They've been really, really good about responding when I reach out lately and keeping me in the loop on what's developing. So you guys be nice to the folks at the PDGA and take it easy on them from time to time. They're just disc golfers like us that give a little bit more of their free time to try and make everything better for everybody. So, and that's my soapbox.
I like it.
Yeah. Keep banging those chains, as the boys at Disc Golf Examiner say, and you guys, we will be catching you on the flip side.
Let the bass kick.